Hi everyone, welcome to the Finance Story Career Insight series. So, through this series, we aim to share valuable insights and perspective on the diverse range of roles and opportunities available for finance professionals not only in India but world over. So, with the corporate tax being launched in the UAE, a lot of attention has been drawn to what more opportunities can unfold, not only for those looking at working here, but also for those who are considering to start their own. To gain insights into the new avenues and prospects that are expected to emerge in the ever evolving business landscape of the UAE and GCC, we have with us CA Chirag Agarwal. So, let me give you a little bit of a background. Chirag made the decision to leave his position as a statutory auditor at BDO Mumbai and relocate to Dubai in 2016. Just like many other Indian CAs, Chirag discovered a wealth of promising opportunities awaiting him in the UAE. In 2018, when the UAE was implementing value added tax, that's VAT, Chirag displayed remarkable courage by making another bold choice to establish his firm, Earningo Accounting and Tax Consultancy. So, as we go deeper into Chirag's journey, we will explore the opportunities he discovered in the UAE and how he effectively tapped into them. So, Chirag, thank you so much for joining in and thanks a lot for the time.
Thank you so much, Until. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Chirag. Cool. So, Chirag, my first question for you is, can you tell us a little bit about, about yourself? How did you start your career and how did UAE happen?
Okay. So I started my career with the articleship. So as you know, every chartered accountant has to do the articleship, which is known as internship as well, which is the most difficult and challenging part of pursuing the chartered accountancy course. So you have to get your hands dirty first. So internship, articleship is the process of getting your hands dirty, and you learn so many aspects of the industry, of the client compliances back in India. And from there you understand the various business model, how the business functions, what are the different business operations, what are the functions of the business, what are the revenue process, what are the purchase process, HR process, the walkthrough of each and every transaction. So it all gets started from the articleship, where you have plethora of opportunities to explore new things. You can make mistakes in the process of learning as well, because the principal, they don't expect much, because you are the new face for the company, for you have just started the career. So yeah, that is the first step towards the journey of any chartered accountant. And then after qualification, of course, then study happened, and it's a course where you have to be determined, you have to be disciplined, you have to avoid lot of obstacles. You, whatever challenges you face during the process, you have to face with joy, with happiness, with lot of courage. And yeah, then when I became chartered accountant at the age of 22, and I started my first job with BDO, which is the top 10 firms in India, and I was the associate there in Mumbai. I learned the audit process, how to perform audit, substantive analytical procedures, how the listed companies operate, because I got the opportunity to do the audit of various listed companies in BDO. So I'm thankful to BDO, to the team what I got that time, and I have learned so many concepts, practical concepts on ground, at the ground level, which is helping me today as well in my entrepreneurship journey. And then I worked there for more than 3 years, and then I moved to Dubai. And in Dubai, then I started again, with the from scratch, because it's a different market, it's a different ball game altogether, where compliances are totally different if we compare from India. The market is totally different, the target audience is different, different nationalities, the organization style, the culture is totally different from India. So I had to start from scratch, and then I started my journey. I was working with one of the firms here in Dubai. I worked there for a few years, and then finally I started my own practice, which is now Earning Accounting and Tax Consultancy in 2018. And yeah, started my entrepreneurship journey in 2018.
Wow, that's exciting. So, after how long? So, in 2016, you moved here. In 2018, you started with Earningo.
Right, right, right.
Okay. So, was it an intentional move to the UAE? Like, why did you decide on the UAE?
See, UAE, I always fascinated by UAE since I was pursuing chartered accountancy. Not because any of my family members, any of my friends back then were working in UAE, but the country has grown, exponentially, not only in terms of the wealth but also the infrastructure, and this is one of the strategic best locations in the world if you put on the map. Apart from that, different diversified culture, different people with different mindset, and I always used to fascinate how the UAE has evolved from 1970 till now. So this was something I always used to think, and that is the reason I moved. I took the step that okay, let's explore this country, because definitely if it has come to that extent, in the next 30-40 years, the sky is the limit. And the leadership, of course, the UAE leadership, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, and other leaders of the UAE, they are like an inspiration to the entire world, I would say, because every best thing is available in UAE. So
Correct.
this was the mindset when I moved to UAE. So yes, as you said, as you asked me, it was an intentional move, because I always wanted to do something in UAE, considering this is a very lucrative city, Dubai, and it's a city of dreams.
True, true,
Yeah.
absolutely. So Chirag, I would like to understand. You mentioned a very important point that you actually started from scratch, in spite of you having some great work experience with BDO, right, which is one of the top 10 firms in statutory audit. You got some great exposure, but you actually had to start from scratch. Where would you want to elaborate when you say start from scratch? What does it mean? Okay, because there are a lot of people who are moving here right now and are going to start from scratch. Okay, and to everyone who's joined in, thank you so much for joining in. And if you have questions, please type in. More than happy to take it. So yes, Chirag, over to you.
Yeah, so Chantal, it's a very interesting question. See, starting from scratch again, so it means that building the client base in the country where you don't know anyone. Because when I was working for someone in the firm, I got the knowledge, I got the information, but building that, converting that knowledge into the profitable company, that is something a challenging task. Even though you have knowledge, you have got your experience in different firms, but how, as a brand, as a new brand, how would you convince the client, despite of the fact there are so much competition in UAE as well, although it's a small country, but there are a lot of practicing chartered accountants in UAE. So
Yeah.
that is the starting from scratch, because I didn't know how to build the client base for Earningo when I started in 2018. So that is something was a challenging task for every entrepreneur. This is the challenging task to build the client, to gain the trust, initial trust, because the initial 2-3 years the most challenging for any company, because you have to make the policies for the company, build the process step by step, and build the technology for the company, wherein it should be system driven and not people driven. So all these
Chirag,
things,
can I just cut you here? So my
yeah,
question was, so you moved here in 2016 as an employee, right?
yeah.
And you also mentioned that as an employee, when you moved here, even those 2 years, which you had to start from scratch in those 2 years as well, right? As an employee, or
No,
how was that
see,
employee
when
phase?
no, starting
Yeah,
from scratch from the entrepreneurship journey.
from the
So
entrepreneurship
when
journey.
I got the job in UAE, it was like I just posted my resume in few of the companies, and luckily I got the job here from India only. And then I moved to UAE, and then I was working, quite happily in one of the firms. But again, when I started the journey, then I started from scratch. I meant that no client was, handy
Until
to me at that time. I didn't even have a single client with Earningo.
Wow. I'll come to that. We'll dig deeper. But my big question to you is you moved here, you got an opportunity while you were still in India, you were doing well. Most people move here and they settle and they're more than happy, right? Why did
Yeah.
you decide to start on your own? Like what was it that said, hey, you know what? Let's start something. What was it?
That was actually planned. That was my plan initially only. When I become chartered accountant, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Initially, yes, you have to get your hands dirty first, to become a to entrepreneurship, start the journey, you have to explore the different industry. You are capable enough to start, you take that risk. So you have to do your homework first, and then only you can start your entrepreneurship journey. So back of my mind, I was pretty much clear that yes, I have to start on my own, but I was not sure about the timelines. When would I start? So from my expectation, I started early, although
Okay.
no, but so everything happens for good. So yes, uh, I started with a challenge, and now I'm pretty much happy with what we have received from our clients.
Cool. So, Chirag, so tell me how, okay, you always knew you wanted to start something of your own. Okay.
Yeah,
You started earlier than expected. Okay. You also mentioned you had knowledge, you had stuff, you know what's happening on the ground, you had everything in place, but you didn't have clients. Okay. So now
right.
tell me what was the process of, from you said, hey, you know what, let me start. Okay. Let me start to actually starting. Okay, let me start to actually starting. Okay, what was the timeline, and what are the different factors did you have in place before starting up? Or is it like you just quit your job and with no clients in hand and you said, hey, let me start? So could
No,
you
no,
take
no.
us back? Yeah.
Sure, sure. So,
Yeah.
see, to start any business, it's not only about starting a practice or a consultancy firm. To start any business, you have to see the gaps in the industry. What are the gaps in the industry and how you would fill those gaps. So, I also saw few of the gaps in our industry. It could be like I saw few gaps such as the client retention, how to retain the client and exceed the client expectation, turnaround time. I saw these few gaps, and then I knew how to fill this gap in the industry. And I could sense that if I would fill these gaps in the industry, we can retain the clients and we can get new clients as well. So that's how it started. Then again, when you get any inquiry, you have to convert those inquiries. That is the biggest challenge. So you have to first analyze the pain points and challenges of the client. This is the first aspect. When you meet anybody in our industry, this is what I follow. You have to understand the pain points, challenges of the client, and ask $1 million question: that what is your biggest challenge in your business right now? Tell me two challenges, three challenges, whatever challenges you have, and what is the pain point in your business right now. Understand those pain points, challenges, and try to understand the pattern of the problems in the business. See, gone are the days where we can just provide the accounting task or consultancy task to our clients. We have to do something additional in terms of increasing, helping the client in increasing the profitability, give them ways to cost cutting strategies, improving the cash flow strategies, identification of KPIs. All these factors are very important to retain the clients. And as you asked the question, how did you build up your clients? So this is what we followed initially, and of course marketing and business development is the integral part as well. But we don't do much marketing business development. Initially we did few email campaigns and all those stuffs, in the beginning of the in the journey. And then one client, two client, when we got 10, 15 client, then right now our biggest referral partners are our existing clients, because they trust us. We have built that relationship with the clients, and this is how grow your clients in exponential manner.
Okay. How was it finding the first client? Did you already spot the first client and tell him, hey, you know what, I'm starting up and I can help you? How was it? The first one.
So we started with the email campaigns initially, starting the email campaigns, and that we did not hire any marketing or business development, because we always wanted to, cut down the cost overheads at the initial stage of the business. So we just sent, we had few database available. We prepared, although we didn't have, we prepared the database, and then we sent the email campaigns on our own, not very professional marketing company or a creative company. And then from there we got few leads, luckily. And those leads are still our clients right now, so it feels great, when you build something from scratch, as I mentioned. So yeah. And then initially we got few clients, few supermarkets, we got few corporates as well, we got uh, and then yeah, then it becomes chain of the clients. When you get few bunch of clients, it becomes chain. If you provide the services in a professional manner, with the less turnaround time, with providing the right consultancy to the client. That is the most important, educate the client in the right manner, don't misguide the client. So yeah, then you get your clients from the existing clients only. So right now also we get so many inquiries from our existing clients because they refer to other people. So it's a chain of network.
That's amazing. So Chirag, how did you? So as your clients increase, okay, you have to also build a very strong team, right? So how was your journey building a team, especially when in UAE, okay, resources are expensive, right? It's almost three times of India. So how do
Right.
you build your team? Yeah.
So yeah, so we have a small team right now. I would not say we have a small team. Again, the person should share the vision with you. That is most important. It should be aligned with the culture from where he or she is coming from, the background, and then of course the knowledge level, the integrity part as well. So you have to build, scouting for the new talent from India specifically. There are a lot of talented people in India who want to come to Dubai, start their journey of their career. And yeah, we find it mainly from India, and then who are passionate, you know to work in UAE with the right mindset. So building a team is always a challenging task because you are sharing the same vision with the team, right? So, but having said that, you have to do a lot of HR rounds, interviews, and then finally you get a lot of resumes. But finding the right talent is a challenging task. Getting the resumes is like a cakewalk, but again, scouting the right candidate and selecting of the right person is very very important for any industry.
Okay, so when you started out, was it like just you started out in a rented space? How was it? Tell us, or was there already one or two member team that you already built up? Okay, and did you put in like all your investments
So
into
we,
into starting
yeah,
out?
it's a good question. No, so my wife is also chartered accountant. She was also working with one of the firms, and then we decided to quit the job. Both of us quit the job and started. So she is one of the most important pillar of our company. So we both started, and we were the only person. Like we both no employee initially for 4 5 months. Nobody was there, and we rented out a small office of 150 square feet in Dera, and in a business center. Then when we grew further, we extended our team. So in 2018, we hired first, and then gradually we hired few more people, and then we shifted to bigger office of 1,000 square feet in Business Bay, as and when we grew, because it is very important to reinvest in the business and to do kind of business promotion and invest in the business, rightly invest in the business. That is also very important. It's not only about making money or consultancy fees from our clients, but the most important is you have to reinvest in the business. You have to see what potential growth, if you will reinvest in the business, what would be the possibility of the growth as well.
True, and I like what you said. You have to rightly invest in the business. Not just invest for the heck of it, but you really got to spot the opportunities which can help you accelerate and give you a lot of ROI, a lot more ROI.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So, this leads me to my other question. Okay. Both of you quit your jobs and started together. No income coming in at all. Okay. So, for how long was that phase? Okay. And was it like, did you like know that, hey, things will pick up? Okay. Were you highly optimistic or you were lucky that things worked out?
No, we were very optimistic because we knew, as I mentioned, we have to fill the gaps. We knew this part, that if we will fill these gaps, okay, this would be the repercussions. And we were very optimistic in the beginning. But as you said, yeah, we had few savings initially, and we had a backup that, okay, if the company wouldn't work for the next 6 months, we can survive in UAE, and we'll see after that. Even if in 6 months we will not get a single client, then again we can go back to our normal other routine work. So you have to be open minded. You can't be just okay. You have to open with the options, different options.
Okay, that's interesting. And you said you fortunately got your client quickly, so that really built a momentum for you, correct?
Exactly. Quickly, as in, yeah, it took 2 months. Yeah.
2 months.
in the beginning. Yeah, yeah.
It took 2 months. Okay, so 2 months is
2 months. Yeah.
still long and expensive in the UAE, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is, it is, it is, it is. And the expenses plus again, that mindset, how to overcome that particular phase when you are not getting any client and your expenses are always running. It is not the same expenses are there. Although you can cut down some expenses, but how much you will cut down, right? Your
Yep.
expenses would be the same. So yeah, that mindset is very difficult to to handle, manage that particular phase. But yes, you have to manage that. This is all the phases. It comes in phases because entrepreneurship journey is always like that. Some days are very good, some days are very bad, so you have to face that. You don't have any option.
True. So, what was the mindset that you followed? That could help a lot of people. If you could share, what was the mindset that you guys had?
Uh, that time, see, the only mindset that yes, we will get the client. We were very optimistic. We were trying to meet as much as people as possible because you have to get the things rolling down. You can't just sit and okay expect client will come to our office. So the mindset would be positive, but at the same time you have to do your hard work with determination. That okay, even if you fail, you have to again get back, get up, and again start the same hard work. It's not that okay, 5 times it didn't work out, so you will just sit okay again. 6 time you have to wake up and again go to the same thing. You have to work in the same manner. Maybe 6 time, even if you do the same thing, the things will change. 7 time, 8 times. So it's a process. So mindset should be always positive. You can't think okay, no, I am not being successful now, so in future also I will not. No, you have to be patient. You have to keep the things doing the same thing or maybe in a different manner. Sometimes you explore things and then you find it out okay, no, this could have been done in a different manner. So adopt those things, try to change it, do more number of activities. That is most important. You have to do as much as activities as possible, because if you do 100 activities, maybe you will fail in 90, but 10 you will succeed. It's okay if you have flunked in 90, that's fine, but 10 activities will give you that kick to grow your business and go to the next level. And in this process you learn a lot. If you do more activities, you learn a lot. Because sometimes, as in I have seen many people, they have that fear inside, okay, why would I do 100 activities, 150 activities? What if I would fail? That's okay, you have to fail. You don't have any option. You have to fail, then only you will succeed in
True.
entrepreneurship journey.
True. True that. Absolutely. Cool. So, Achara, can you tell us about, about your firm, okay, about your consultancy firm? What kind of services do you all provide? I also see you all do a lot of CFO advisory. So can you just list and let us know? It'll be great to understand.
Sure, sure. So it's Earningo Accounting and Tax Consultancy. We have broadly four verticals. Four verticals we have. First is accounting and outsource CFO services. We club it as one only. So in this services, we are a one-stop solution for all your accounting needs. It could be supervision of accounting, it could be accounting review, it could be preparation of MIS reports, CFO outsourcing. Because many large corporates or maybe SMEs, they don't have that cash flow position to afford the full-time CFO. So we come into picture. We help in identification of key performance indicators, in the preparation of the management information reports, guide them with the profitability, different financial ratios, act as a CFO for them. So this is all comes under the first services, which is accounting and CFO services. Our second big vertical is taxation. Now under taxation, we are certified tax agents with FTA. We have Arabic person on board. So under taxation, we have all the tax related services from VA for VAT, excise. Now corporate tax is also has also gone live from June onwards. So corporate tax implementation. Then for VAT, we are a one-stop solution for all the compliances part. It could be voluntary disclosure with the filing of the assessment, appeal, litigations, all the services covered under the compliances of for VAT and corporate tax and excise. Now, our third vertical is audit and assurance. So we help in internal audits, external audits, and due diligence. So if any company would like to buy another company, merger, acquisitions, they need the financial due diligence. So we come into picture and we help them in analyzing the financial statement and give them the true picture of the financial statement. Fourth vertical is management consultancy, which is mainly PRO services, trainings we provide, implementation of various accounting softwares, so and business valuations, feasibility studies. So if you want to start a new company, you should know like what is the feasibility of starting a business in UAE of your product or services. So we help in the feasibility study and market research as well. If you want to sell your company, we help in the valuation of the business. So all these services are there for the compliances and the financial aspect of the business.
Okay, okay, that's amazing. So Chirag, can you let us know as to how big is the UAE market? Okay, for the kind of services that you provide. Okay, how big is the market, and how will it grow in future? See, right now with corporate tax and ease of doing business, a lot of attention is on the UAE, right? So
Right.
how do you see it further increasing?
Okay. So for us, see, all the companies are, are our target audience, if you say, in terms of, so around approximately 400,000 companies are registered with FTA for VAT purposes, and around 1,000 companies are registered for excise tax. These are just, ballpark figures. So all these taxable person which are registered with FTA are our target audience. Right. So the market is very big. A lot of opportunities are there in this market. Just you have to set your target audience. You should know what is your audience to whom you are providing the services. Are you providing the services based on the nationality? Are you providing the services based on the industry? Are you providing your services to, specific services to specific industry? So you have to drill down all your expectations and get the only pitch the target audience. So that is very important, identification of the target audience. But UAE market, as you asked, it's a big, it's not very big if you compare with other countries, but considering the population which is in Dubai, it's a 3.3 million approximately. So market is very, it's a lucrative market, and a lot of opportunities, as I mentioned, are there. So if you have the determination, definitely your TAM, total addressable market, is very good for this industry, for our industry.
That's some great knowledgeable figures that you've mentioned. It really helps understand. So when you looked at the market, okay, did you look at the, how did you decide, hey, will I look at a particular nationality who I will serve, industry? What was your thinking? And how has it
See,
evolved?
initially,
Yeah.
yeah. So initially, you don't have any option. You have to accept all the clients. Uh, Considering you have to grow your firm, people should know the brand first, right? Then you can get the options. You can't choose the client at initial stages. But God grace, now we are in the position that sometimes we have to choose the client, right? The biggest factor how to choose the client is whether you will add value to the client or not. That is the most important factor you have to look into. Just to get the client, to increase the revenue of the company, accepting the client is not at all a good idea, because that might lead to other consequences. Because if you would not provide the right services, other clients would also, who would have come by providing the good services, would not come, because it's a very, it's a digital era right now. Testimonials you can easily get from Google reviews. So you have to be very careful while accepting the clients and provide the right services. Say no if you can't add value. So in our firm specifically, we accept those clients where we can see, okay, we can add value and client would be happy if we provide the services. Sustainable value addition. See,
Well said.
every business, since you have asked this question, every business comprises of three things. It could be even the CA practice, or it could be any business. It could be textile industry, it could be FMCG, any industry. The first three areas. The first is technology. Second is sustainable value addition to the clients. So technology, sustainable value addition to the client. Now, technology. What is technology? Wherein the job that you are doing, the methodologies you will change, and by changing those methodologies, your output will change in a very, very less time. So outcome is also different, and the time has also reduced. So quality has increased and the time has reduced. So this is the power of technology. So technology, and what I said, the second one,
Sustainable,
sustainable
sustain.
value addition, for the clients. And the third is the work culture and the team. Very, very important. So all these three areas are very important for any business success.
True. This is some great learnings from you. You're super inspiring. Cool.
Thank you so
Done.
much. Thank you.
Yes, cool. So Chirag, the next question that I have for you is, with corporate tax, I know you've already mentioned with corporate tax, what more opportunities do you see stemming out? Do you feel people who are considering, "Ki, I'll start my own," should they step out and start their own, or should they, what would you say? What are the opportunities arising?
See, corporate tax specifically, and other compliances, considering in the last 5 years in UAE, and what we are expecting much more in the coming years. So yeah, the compliance industry is definitely, it's a very bright industry in UAE specifically, because this is a new market. This is a new market. This is a new area of exploration. Compliances. So before 2000, I would say 17, VAT came in 18. Before 2018 or 17, there were no compliances as such, except for banks and other regulatory authorities. But now after 2018, if you see it, there are plethora of compliances. Not only VAT or corporate tax, but apart from VAT, corporate tax, excise, there are other compliances: economic substance, country by country reporting, anti money laundering compliance. You know, there is one more compliance for specific industry, environmental compliance now. So lot of compliances are there. Corporate tax has also come. So yeah, future is bright here for the compliance industry. So this is the right time if anyone would like to start, on their own. Uh, it is the right time. But having said that, there should be a burning desire inside to start this journey. Passion, not just okay, corporate tax has come. Because we didn't start because VAT came. No, it was a coincidence for us. If VAT would have not come, I would have started this practice. That is for sure. So it's not only okay, corporate tax has come, so let's start. No, this is not the right mindset. If you have burning desire, okay, now I have to start. I have to do some change in this industry. Not only just on the financial aspect, because financial aspect could be less also. I'm telling you this very straightforwardly. If you are doing job and if you are doing business, the financial aspect could not be always more. It could be less also. But what is driving you? What's your passion? Then you should start. But yes, this is the right time. In fact, earlier in 2018 also was the right time. Now also is the right time. So now after 5 years also will be the right time. So it's not only that corporate tax has come, so let's start. No, if you have passion, burning desire, you are determined, yes, this is what I need to do, because it comes with the challenge, that is for sure. Sometimes I feel now that I was working for someone was better than I am having my own practice. So again, it depends, but sometimes you have to you know have that feelings as well, so that keeps you moving.
I know there are days it happens to everybody, especially when you're here and people are paid pretty well here. If you're like you're a sharp guy, you would have really done pretty well in the corporate world. But I think it's only a matter of time, till you really outbeat everything. Because
Exactly,
I'm
exactly.
sure it will. Patience, right? Patience is the key.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool, cool. So, I mean, Chirag, it's amazing. It's an amazing conversation. But I have this last question for you. Okay,
Please.
would you want to highlight what is the company registration process that you followed? That's one. Okay, and the last one is any specific challenges. I know we've spoken a lot about challenges, a lot about it. But any real challenges which one will, which will be there in this journey of the kind of business you are in. It could be pricing, it could be a lot of other factors, it could be how competitive is the market in terms of pricing, etc. So if you could just elaborate on
So
that.
yeah, I'll answer your second question first. What are the current challenges? So as pricing is one of the challenge in terms of, because see, market is evolving right now. So for the same services, there are few consultants who are charging, let's say, X amount, and the same for the same services, the other consultant is charging, let's say, 5X. So there's a huge gap in between. So pricing is one of the challenges. Other challenge is meeting the client expectation. You have to be very open and very, very specific when you are framing the scope of work for the client in the proposal. Because everything should be documented when it comes to the scope of work. So meeting the client expectation is another challenge. But again, if you frame the proposal and everything is agreed before executing the proposal, then it is fine. But you have to be very clear. So client expectation is another challenge. Then the third challenge I would say is keeping yourself up to date for all the compliances, for all the updations in the laws and compliances, which is like, every day something new is coming. So we have to keep tab of each and everything. And not only you have to keep the tab, you have to update your team, you have to update your clients, you have to send an email. Clients are expecting this, that okay, if any update is coming, then okay, they are going to send, our consultant will send. So very, very important. You have to read the laws, make the proper presentation, send to the client. So yeah, these are few of the challenges. Apart from that, there are other challenges also. But yeah, whatever I recollected right now, yeah, these three challenges, right?
Amazing. Well said. Cool. And the answer to the first question, what is the company registration that you followed?
So you mean what is the process for registration?
No, like when you have to decide, because right now there's everyone is advertising that you can register in like different zones. So how did you decide?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So starting a company in mainland, right? Not in free
Yep.
zone. This is your
Yep.
question.
Yep.
See, starting a firm in free zone is also, it's a fine. It depends actually. See, the concept of free zone here in UAE is mainly if you are into importation and exportation. So goods are not consuming in UAE. Either you are exporting the goods, or these are all third port shipments from one port to another port, not even touching the territorial waters of UAE. So that is the concept of free zone. For us, how I decided, because my client base is in UAE, in Dubai. So legally, I have to open a company in mainland, not in free zone. Even though the cost, whatever the cost, it could be 15,000, 20,000, much more expensive in mainland. But again, you have to think for the long term perspective, not only saving the money in the shorter period of time. Another important aspect is for free zone companies in our industry, many government issues the tenders, that okay, you apply for this service in terms of, we are hiring the internal auditor, we are hiring the consultant for VAT health checkup. So they issue the tender. Now for free zone companies, that is not allowed. We have seen that. So if you have a base in UAE, in the mainland company, in the providing the services to the UAE customers, it is always recommended to open a company in mainland. But if you have import exportation, then go for free zone. There are around 45 free zones in UAE. Then in 45 free zones, you have to choose which one is feasible for you. Northern Emirates, South, or the Central Emirates.
So does your company provide that kind of advisory as well? This kind of services
Yes,
to
yes,
guide?
we provide that. Yes, yes.
Amazing, amazing. Because
Creating
it's
the
actually
structure
very
of the company, creating the structure for the company, and selecting the right free zone or the mainland for the company. Yes.
true. That's amazing because it's actually very confusing what structure. Because I know a lot of friends who've chosen one structure and then they're in a situation they have to shell out a lot more money to to go back to the structure that works for them and for their business.
Right,
So
right,
done.
right, right.
Cool. So okay, Chirag. So my last question to you is, any closing message that you have, for those in general looking at the UAE, and what would you tell them?
So, whosoever would like to start the journey of entrepreneurship, just be hungry. Sometimes, what I have experienced, it doesn't matter how talented you are. What matters how hungry you are. So that's what I have learned uh, in my journey. So be hungry, and just be on the path of the excellence, uh, because in this profession excellence matters a lot. At the same time, you have to be hungry to get the desired results. So yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. Chirag, I have one question. Okay, someone has asked me about outsourcing. Recently there was a whole, article on India and GCC regions, right? There's going to be a lot of outsourced work that's going to also go to India, right? So, do you see outsourcing as a great opportunity? Like US, the tax and the audit, a lot of outsourcing, accounting work has been outsourced. What do you think about the UAE? Do you see a great opportunity, and does your firm look into it?
So outsourcing, you mean outsourcing to India?
Outsourced with respect to accounting work, right? It's
Yeah,
quite a big
definitely.
market.
See, yeah, outsourcing is a very big market, and it is beneficial for the SME specifically, where the number of hours for the full-time accountant would not suffice with the fees or the salary. So many companies, many specifically SMEs, they believe in outsourcing the concept based on the number of hours or based on the number of days. So that's how we come into picture that the companies where they don't have the full-time accountant or the full-time CFO for that matter, they can hire a consultancy firm which could provide the outsourcing services. Yeah, it's a big market, and in UI it is becoming popular, but it depends on the nature and size of the business. Sometimes we get the inquiry, okay, do you outsource, can we outsource our accounts to your company? So we have to analyze the nature and size, then only we can answer this question based on the requirements, because sometimes a full-time accountant is required for any company. So we don't recommend, okay, you hire full-time accountant, hire us for supervision of accounts or the review. So again, it depends, but yes, outsourcing is becoming more popular, and in future also it will continue to be much more, getting such assignments. And it is win-win in terms of the outflow for any full-time accountant. The company could save the leave salary part, gratuity part, visa cost. So all these costs could be saved by any company if they would hire a consultancy firm for the accounting outsourcing.
Amazing. Cool. Chirag, I have this one question for you. What next? I mean, it's what next for Earning Go, right? What are your plans? How big do you want it to go? You've
The
anyways done well, like in a short span of time. You've grown the team, moved to a bigger office.
Yeah,
So
but again, I always say the road to success is always under construction. There is no finish line for that. So it's still under construction. We are working hard to become bigger and bigger in the future, and working hard to get another office, increase the size of the team, provide more, keep ourselves updated, provide better and better and better services to our clients. So yeah, it's still, a lot of learnings will happen, and we will evolve with the time, but corporate tax will definitely play a very crucial role. We have to guide our clients in a very professional manner, to minimize their taxes in a legally compliant manner, of course, and provide the right direction for all our clients.
amazing, well said. So Chirag, there's no doubt you will continue doing a lot more better, and you're super
Thank
inspiring.
you.
And it was really great talking to you. Like
My
very
pleasure, Chantal. My pleasure, Chantal. Thank you so much. It was
thank
actually
you.
a very nice session, and I think this is the first time I'm, being interviewed by Finance Story, and similar to that aspect. But very good experience. Thank you so much for the
Thank
invitation.
you. I mean, thank you so much. We will make an article. We'll also post the videos. We'll also make snippets because there's some great learnings, from this. Everyone needs this kind of inspiration, right? Because
Sure, sure.
everything is like up and down sometimes. So,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you. Thanks
Great.
a lot.
Thank you so much, Chantal.
And you generously shared a lot of insights for those who want to start their own, right? It was not just motivational stuff. You genuinely shared a
Wonderful.
lot. So,
Wonderful.
yep. Yes. Thanks,
Great.
Chirag. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.
Thanks everyone for joining in.